Hello, everybody, and welcome to Weird World. I'm Jeff,
And Beth.
and we are bringing you the latest news and other stuff that's going on in the world today. All right, continuing on for where we left off and so bit about nude surfing and where you can go for that. This really and so it needed to be brought up, and well, we're the ones that do it.
Was that a pun intended?
Yes. Here we go, and so that the Nude Beach Erection Guide.
We.
Wee. All right. So, what we got here is my wife and I have been visiting nude beaches for a few years now. During that time, we've encountered more than a few men at the beach with erections. Oh boy. Some seem embarrassed, and others seem proud of their, stout peni. This leads to the question of whether there's a nude beach erection guide. In general, there are a number of general rules in regard to a nude beach erection. These rules depend on what type of nude beach you're at. The accepted rules at a public nude beach in the USA would call for covering the aforementioned stiffy. This is different from the looser rules. There's a pun. At a swinger resort beach. So let's take a look at how to treat a nude beach stand-up at these different types of beaches. What should you do about a stand-up? Where do you go if you don't want to see them, or want to see stand-ups, or want to see? Okay, I don't know.
Basically, we don't want to see anything.
Yeah, we just don't want to see them. That's just part that confused me. Do you need to be worried about your penis size if you have a an erection going on, and what can be done about it? Now, nude beach erection, the cover up, like the photo. Cover up. Everybody's dropping it. At most nude beaches in the USA, stiffies are not acceptable. No kidding. I would imagine that that should be a no-brainer. Here's a guide to hiding your nudist beach stiffy. Roll over on your stomach if laying out. Just roll on it. Not roll it out. Just roll on it.
That could be painful. I mean, depending on what you roll on to. Like, say, if there's well-placed rock.
Well, hopefully it's so that you pay attention before you actually, roll over. Pull your knees up toward your chest if sitting up. Take a dip in the water, especially if it's cold. That should take care of that.
Mm-hmm.
Cover with your beach towel. Concentrate on something else, pretty much. Put on baggy clothing. Have your wife/girlfriend sit in front of you. Oh, there's a much better one, but which I've seen plenty of times on beaches. Where there's the wife/girlfriend and so that sits in front and takes care of the issue. Take a quick break in your car until it subsides. If not in an appropriate situation, you can't get it under control, you can always leave.
You could.
Yes. I bet that they probably would prefer that if you're having that much of a problem controlling yourself.
Right.
You will find that a nude beach stiffy is not acceptable at most nude beaches in the USA. Most nude beaches operate under naturist guidelines and consider nudity to be non-sexual. This non-sexual attitude tends to make a stiffy something to cover up or definitely not flaunt. Stiffies are frowned upon in most public places. If you want to be able to go find some places that are more acceptable with that, then you are probably looking for a private swinger lifestyle beach or resort. I would imagine that it's a swinger place, and somebody is more than happy to have no issues with that. Stiffies are considered to be natural occurrences, so you do not need to be embarrassed. However, you are expected to cover them up or minimize exposure of it. An important thing to remember is that you need to be careful about sexual behavior at nude beaches. At a public nude beach, sexual acts are illegal, just like on a regular beach. So while a stiffy is considered natural, using that stiffy for self-pleasurement or having somebody else do something can get you arrested.
You don't say.
I know, right? How rude. It is important to remember that most of these public or naturist beaches are open to children, and therefore behavior should be restrained. That's really the reason why.
Right.
Except for those Karens and Chads are out there. For a nude beach where stiffies are more freely displayed, you may want to check out a swinger resort. Sexual behavior is more accepted and there are no children around. All right. To find out more about naturist nudity, you can check out resorts and beaches, etc. around. All right. Now the swinger resorts. If you're looking for a spot where a nude beach stiffy is more accepted, then you may want to look at swinger resorts. These places are geared towards the sexualization of nudity. This leads to stiffies being much more common and accepted. Who would have thunk? If you think that you want to show it off, show off your beach stiffy, swinger resorts are where you can easily show it off without getting in trouble or causing problems. The action at swinger resorts can often just be like what goes on in nude beach swinger videos. Huh. I bet. There can be all kinds of sexual activity, and stiffies are not just accepted, but are encouraged. This does not mean that you can do whatever you want with your nude beach stiffy at this type of resort. There is still unacceptable behavior. All right. Probably the best swinger resort that has tropical beaches is Hedonism 2 Resort. This is a place where you can definitely show off your nude beach stiffy or see the stiffy of others. All right, where to find them? There are nude beaches and resorts located throughout the U.S. There are both naturist and swinger type locations in almost all of the states.
Even in like Nebraska, where there are no beaches, or like
Arizona.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got some desert oh, it's right. There's plenty of desert in Arizona.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a new beach or resort in your area, be sure to use the Monster site. Enter your state in the search bar at the top of the page to find what information we have for your state. We are working on researching nudist locations in all 50 states. You can see if your state has been cataloged. Here we go with the creep factor. It was stiffies. The golden rule of a nude beach stiffy is not to be creepy about it. A stiffy is an all-natural occurrence. Yeah. And most will not feel uncomfortable unless Christian make it that way. Even a naturist beach is no one is going to freak out if you fall asleep while sunning and pop a beach stiffy. The problem comes in when you start to make others feel uncomfortable about the beach stiffy. Staring at women while you have one will definitely cause a creepy factor that may get you in trouble.
Well, staring at women in general is generally creepy.
True. Some more than others.
Yeah.
All right. Touching yourself while having a stiffy can definitely get you in trouble.
Oh, dear God.
And booted off the beach and possibly arrested. Once again, if this is your thing, then check out the swinger resorts. Obviously, in some of the swinger resorts, anything goes. Once you find a swinger resort, here we go, there are still some rules to take into consideration. So you just don't have, whatever it is that you want, I guess. Be aware of your situation. If you are sitting poolside or at the beach at a swinger resort staring at an unknown woman while you touch your beach stiffy, this would be considered bad form and will probably get you kicked out. No one will mind if you have a beach erection at a swinger resort while sunning and minding your own business. Additionally, getting a stiffy and touching yourself while watching a couple in a swinger playroom is totally acceptable. You need to read the situation. This one should be interesting. Nude beach peni size. A major concern of men when they go to a nude beach is their peni size. We know that it shouldn't matter, but we tend to dwell on it. I remember that I did not want to go to a nude beach because I was worried about my size. I knew it was not a major factor with my wife, but I did not want to feel embarrassed by surrounding her with men that had larger units. If you're concerned about this, I have some good news and bad news. Good news is you shouldn't worry about the peni size because it's not really a major factor to most people, and there are many other factors that are much more important. True or no?
I mean, I would guess so. I mean, because, if you're not supposed to, like, make a big deal about it, then it's just like, it's not a big deal.
Right. That's just it. All right. Bad news is that nude beaches will probably not make you feel any more important about your size. Here's the reason why. From our observations at nude beaches, we have found that the men are often a little bit more well endowed than the general public at these things, especially at the swinger resort beaches. Size inspires confidence, so the men with the size tend to show what they have more often than those that worry about it. What can be done about the size? You do not need to obsess about the size when it comes to a nude beach stiffy, as it is not the most important thing for most people. But many guys can't help but worry about the size issue. Fortunately, you can improve the size of your peni and your stiffy. Okay. Unfortunately, there are not any quick and easy ways for a man to improve his size, but there are some hope. Magic pills will make one larger, but there are techniques and devices that will help with that over time with a little effort. All right. Let's see now. Stiffy quality. The most important thing to work on is the stiffy quality.
Yes, because, it's better to have quality over quantity.
This does not actually make your unit larger, but good stiffy quality will make your unit look and feel larger to your partner. In addition, good stiffy quality is necessary to undertake a an enlargement program. We all know that pharmaceutical methods like Viagra and Cialis, but these pills do not work for everyone, and they do have some potential side effects. Yeah, I know a few people actually have to take those, and they say that they usually get migraines.
Really?
Yeah, especially for Viagra.
But does it work though, or is the migraine just a side effect of it?
So far, it's a couple of the guys. One guy has no problem with Viagra, but it gives him some terrible migraines after. Two other guys I know of, and so that Viagra doesn't do crap. Except there's some one so that makes his stomach. I mean, like he just feels like he wants to throw up for like the next hour. Well, that's not very good.
No, it doesn't sound very nice.
And yeah, because I'm having to remember. And then, but the two guys into Cialis works. Because there's you gotta see if any of these are if you have an issue to begin with, then there's try your luck on different ones and see what's gonna work because you don't know. The doctor can't tell you because they have no idea. That's why they give you medication in order to go, okay, try this out and let's see what happens. Because they don't know what's going to happen. Not until afterwards. But for best stiffy quality, I suggest you give acoustic wave therapy a try.
Is that a new thing?
I'm going to assume so. It's relatively new treatment, so I'm assuming it's a new. It's truly a game changer. This proven effective device addresses a primary cause of ED, which is impaired blood flow to the penis. It does not mask the damage. Well, actually, it's not necessarily true. Depending upon what it is and stuff like that, and reason why, is that there's, yes, it could be an impaired blood flow, or there's like this one gland or whatever that's like right in the middle of your brain. And when stimulated, it releases a chemical. The only thing that this thing does is release a chemical in a male body that talks to the blood veins at the base of the penis and tell them to shrink.
That's all it tells it to do?
Yep. Well, that's why, of course, that's how guys get hard-ons.
Oh, okay.
Blood flow increases, and then, of course, the veins shrink, which forces the blood to stay up in it.
Oh, okay.
And so, gets engorged, and there you go.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty much what an erection really is.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's interesting to know, like the mechanics of it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So there's, if which is impaired blood flow. Yeah, I guess that's the other thing is that if you're not able to get enough blood to go into the penis because it's really, really slow going, well, then you're never going to be able to get a good stiffy, right? It just does not mask the damage as erectile dysfunction pills do. This type of treatment was previously only available in a medical office. Oops. Whatever, who cares? The length. If your goal is to lengthen your rod, you really only have one option. Penis traction devices are the only method that has been shown in scientific study to lengthen you. Even rod enlargement surgery requires the use of these traction devices to achieve length gains. All right. Well, of course, if you're seriously interested in that, look it up.
Yeah.
Girth. Many women find the girth to be much more important than length. Sometimes. It depends on the length itself. You have a few options to increase your girth. Oh, they're going to talk about the one that everyone uses. The easiest but most expensive, really, is cosmetic procedures. No, that's not the easiest, and it's the most expensive, and it sure shit ain't the easiest. A more natural method to add girth is the penis traction devices mentioned above that can add some girth over time. Oh, there we go. Here comes the one that everyone actually uses, from what I understand. From another natural method, I would suggest using a high-quality penis pump. You know what that is, right?
Yes.
Yep. So, that's the one that I know there's a few guys I've known and so I've done. But then that can also and so do length and width. Right?
Wouldn't it just be easier just to grab the shop vac from the garage?
Well, that's what the pump is for.
Well, right, but why then you have to go and buy something else?
Even then, so that would only work and so that because all that does is create a vacuum to allow the the shaft to be able to have even more blood gorging that area than normal.
Well, right, I get that, but then then you would have to go buy something else. But it's like, it's like, why have to spend money on extra stuff? Just grab the shop vac and there you go.
That could be a lot more painful.
It could, but it might be effective.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's some masochists and stuff like that would like it.
Maybe, but yeah.
Alrighty, everybody, and so for that, that's what's going on with that. There's some ideas for you and so that, and especially about the the general rules for having a stiffy on a nude beach, etc. So, any comments about that? Never had any experiences with any of that? Whatever.
No, I've never been to a nude beach, and I've never been put in that situation, so I don't know how to handle. I wouldn't know how to handle that, but yeah.
So, what do you think about what they talked about?
I mean, I think it's interesting with the etiquette part of it, because with that kind of thing, you have to have etiquette.
Oh yeah,
and everything.
Oh yeah,
So.
there are even like even where we live, there are certain parties that happen yearly, and in other words, I haven't been in, I haven't, but there's still etiquette and stuff that you have to have, and so when you go to these parties.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, and they don't just simply accept anybody to go to these parties.
No.
And as soon as you do something wrong, it's if you're blacklisted and you'll never be invited again. It won't make any difference.
Nope.
So they try to make sure there's that everyone is safe and everyone feels good while going and stuff like that. So that's the whole point, right?
Right.
You're gonna be going over and doing something, and so you want to be able to enjoy yourself, no matter what it is.
Right.
But okay, so that's what's going on with that. If you guys have any comments, questions, or whatever, let us know. Be sure to like down below. She caught it. All right, you guys have a good one.
Goodbye.
Or get a better.